To the Dead Bedroom Revival podcast. My name is Curry, your host, and I'm really, really excited to be making this episode. One of the things that has happened today is that I was having a conversation about how people progressively go into a friend zone within a relationship. And you find that you were dating, when you're dating, things were hot and heavy. You were having sex all the time. She couldn't get her hands off you. You couldn't wait to see her because you knew you guys were going to be connecting in amazing ways. Then all of a sudden, over a period of time, things have dried up and it just feels like you are living with a roommate. Everything is good. You've done certain things to try and change it. You've tried to take on more chores, cleaning the dishes, looking after the kids, taking the kids to bed, doing all these things, hoping that you can express your value. And by expressing your value, by proving that you're this really amazing guy, then you will get, to connect with your partner in that amazing way. But we know that it doesn't work. And the issue is right there. I've just mentioned that, the issue. Because if you take yourself back to the time when you were a young person and you had no idea how to ask somebody out, you were nervous to ask your friends, how do I ask a girl out? You did what you saw on the films before. So this boy would meet a girl and then they would be friends, and you would do all these really nice things for the girl, get her flowers, be a gentleman and agree with everything, and then they would laugh about stuff, and then all of a sudden they'll be dating and kissing. And this is the idea that you had. So you thought, I want to be kind, I'm going to be agreeable to everything that she does, I'm going to go above and beyond to make you feel amazing because I'm going to be this guy. And when you did that, you then got the courage to ask her out or to say, can I have your number, or can I? And then all of a sudden she said, no, I'd rather be friends. I don't see you in that way. And that's the sort of similar behavior that you started exhibiting. So you were a sexual suitor at one point, and you were this really attractive person. Then over a period of time, you started doing, whether it's the times when you started getting rejected or the times when you, in fact, I can take it a step back. Over a period of time, there's a part of you that starts lowering the standards. So in terms of the seduction, you're not putting that much effort. So the fact that you just sort of grabbed her boob and then tried to grab her this, and then you kiss a cheek, and then you think it's game on. Whereas, that works sometimes when it's quickies, but sometimes it takes time to warm up. And sometimes there's no real ramp up as well. So there's no time where you've spent a couple of days sort of just ramping it up and sort of teasing and really working on that to make it even more exciting. So there's that anticipation, or so there isn't that build up towards it. So there's just this, I'm horny now, let's do it now. And the few times that she's done it, it has left her feeling So it becomes a really bad experience, and then she doesn't want to go there, and then you continue coming, presenting that same thing. So all of a sudden, it puts you in this mindset that, maybe I need to try harder. And usually when she gives the excuses that I'm tired because of I have to do the dishes, I have to look after the kids, I have to do the kids, do the homework with the kids, I have to do. So in your mind you think, okay, and then I have to take over these things, and once I take over these things, then it'll be amazing. But really, it isn't going to be amazing, because that's one of the excuses that she'll give, that she's tired. And sometimes she might not be able to tell you that the sexual standards or sexual ramp up, or there's no excitement towards the sex. I'm not getting anything from it. And I know it sounds like I'm bashing you guys. I'm not bashing, because there's nobody that has ever spoken about this, and probably this is the first time hearing about this. And just a side note, I'm really grateful that you're listening to this, because it's in the last few weeks our listenership has grown, and I'm so grateful that you guys are listening to this, because I know what it feels like to be just stuck in a situation where you're in a sexless relationship and not know what to do, and not even have any ideas on what to tackle and what could be going wrong. And make these episodes with you guys in mind and wanting to help at least one person, so you can really transform your relationship and really experience life in an amazing way. So when I say this, I'm not saying these things to bash you and make you seem like you're really bad. We do know this. Sometimes we let our standards fall. It's human nature to try and take the path of least resistance. So when we do that within our relationship, our standards fall, and it's not just you; her standards fall as well. So even before she would cook for you and really make these really amazing efforts to cook dinner for you, and that's those standards fall, she's not doing those same things. And over a period of time, we start settling for less and less and less and less, and therefore this is the things that make it very difficult and puts a stalemate within the relationship. And sometimes this is where you end up in the friend zone, because sometimes we get into this mindset, we think that by me doing the chores and taking over the homework and taking over all her chores, we think that that's what's going to attract her, and we're doing this to impress her and to attract her. And usually when it comes to the game, or at least speaking to women, the harder you try in order to get her to be attracted to you, the less she's more attracted to you. Usually, if you're doing anything, it should be almost indifferent, and because you're indifferent, you're not trying to impress her. Generally, that's what it's almost, we call it in sales and business, they call it like a takeaway sale. That to make something more attractive, there has to be a feeling that they might end up losing this thing here. So again, this is a bit more complex. It's something I can go deeper with. If you want to actually learn this sort of dynamic where you can do this takeaway sale, go to www.deadbedroomrevival.com, where we'll be teaching you these tactics on really how you can set up that dynamic where you are irresistible, because you're doing things that make you happy, that make you self-confident, and that makes you irresistible. And you do this usually mainly by not doing things to impress her, and that's the last thing you can ever do, because usually that's why you end up in friend zone. It doesn't trigger sexual feelings inside her, especially when you do all of that. Now, I'm not saying don't do all of that stuff, because I do it as well. I clean the house. I do every Sunday, cook dinner. I wash the dishes. I do the ironing. I do the house chores when I'm at home. So, but I don't do it to impress her, by no means. I do it because I love to do it. I love to keep our house clean. I want to set an example for my kids, to show that this is the standards that we live in when we're in the house. And I love doing it because for me. If she comes along and says, "Thank you for doing the dishes," I'm like, "What are you thanking me for? Those are my dishes too. I'm not doing it to impress you." So this is one of those things that sort of changes. If you can change your mindset around that, that is one of the key things that will take you out of the friend zone. Because a lot of guys have gone into this mindset, and I'm just recapping here, have gone into this mindset where they've been rejected a few times, and then they've sort of gone overdrive to thinking, what can I do? What can I fix? How can I show that I'm still valuable? And they've got this mindset of really trying to show themselves as this really valuable person, and therefore it actually takes away from what they are trying to achieve. So hopefully it makes sense. If you've got any questions, join our Facebook group, and you can get the link via www.deadbedroomrevival.com. And we'll be giving you more trainings through that as well. So I'm really excited to be making this episode. Thank you very much for listening. I'll be seeing you very soon. Take care.